Welcome back to FM22 Save Ideas, the series where we're trying to inspire your next football manager adventure, and in this episode we're going to be looking at clubs you could take charge of that start FM22 on a points deduction. So let's dive straight in and check out our first club. Aris Thessaloniki are based in the north of Greece. The club was founded in 1914 and are one of the country's most successful. In a nation where only 6 clubs have ever won the Super League title, Aris's triumphs in 1928, 1932 and 1946 are achievements that the club is justifiably proud of. Aris have also appeared in 9 Greek Cup finals but were only triumphant once in 1970 when they defeated city neighbours PAOK 1-0 in the final. The Thessaloniki derby remains one of the most heated rivalries in Greek football, and PAOK's Super League title win in 2019 means both clubs are now tied on 3 championships each. Aris were relegated from Greece's top flight in 2014, but since promotion in 2018 they've qualified for European competition each season, finishing 3rd last campaign ahead of the likes of AEK and Panathinaikos. But this season promises to be more challenging as the club starts on -6 points. The deduction was given for forging signatures on the playing contract of Borsay Laskov. It is alleged that Aris forged the seal of the Hellenic Football Federation, as well as the signature of the federation's executive secretary. Aris denied the allegation and appealed the points deduction, claiming the forgeries were made by the player rather than the club. But their appeal was unsuccessful and the Yellows will kick off FM22 6 points adrift at the foot of the table. However, if this were to be the backdrop of your FM22 adventure, you'd have European football to contest, and a squad containing the likes of former Benfica and Marseille forward Kostas Mitroglou. Could you overturn the 6-point deficit and still qualify for European football for a 4th successive season, before trying to seal Aris another league title? So Aris in Greece are our first suggestion, but make sure to tell us down in the comments other great saves you've had in the past, starting out at a club with a points deduction. Meanwhile, we're going to jump in and check out save idea number 2. So Aris start the season on -6 points, but for English Championship side Derby County the challenge is even greater, as the Rams try to claw back a 12-point deduction, a penalty given to the club for entering administration. Derby only survived relegation to League One last season due to the points deduction awarded to Sheffield Wednesday, and avoiding the drop this season is made all the more challenging by the transfer embargo the club has faced, as well as the possibility that the points deduction might be increased to 21. But life was not always this difficult for the club. Formed in 1884, Derby were FA Cup runners-up 3 times around the turn of the previous century, before finally winning the trophy with a 4-1 victory over Charlton in 1946. But greater success followed in the 1970s. Having taken over the club when they're in the lower reaches of England's 2nd tier, Brian Clough guided the club to promotion before leading the club to the title in 1972, and Derby made the European Cup semi-finals the following season. Despite the departure of Clough and his assistant Peter Taylor in 1973, they won the title for the 2nd time in 1975 under Clough's successor Dave Mackay. But since that golden era, the club has bounced between England's top 2 divisions, and current boss Wayne Rooney faces a battle to save the club from dropping into the 3rd tier, a level Derby have not been at since the 1980s. But perhaps limited finances, transfer restrictions and points deductions is the challenge you're seeking. Are you capable of surviving in the Championship before returning this club to England's top division, and then seeking a return to European football? So if you like the idea of rescuing a club with a points deduction, but you want to start out at a club in one of the lower leagues, well, we've got one more suggestion that we can send your way. The global pandemic has made survival difficult for many English lower league sides. Kent club Dover Athletic are one of the clubs to have suffered the most. The conference national side could only complete 15 of their fixtures during the last campaign, having furloughed its managerial team and playing squad. The club had its results from the 2020-21 season wiped and were fined for failing to complete their fixtures, but in addition they were handed a 12-point deduction for this campaign. A bitter blow for a club that was already expected to struggle in the league. And with Dover unable to win any of their first 11 league games, this looks like an almighty FM22 challenge. Dover Athletic are a relatively new club, having been formed in the early 1980s. They were founded to replace Dover FC, who folded in 1983 due to mounting debts. Although the club are yet to taste league football, as recently as 2016 they finished 5th in the National League. The club has seen a conveyor belt of managers come and go since their formation, with former Wales goalkeeper Neville Southall briefly taking charge in 2001. The main periods of stability were 2 spells under Chris Kinnear and 2 spells under current boss Andy Hessenthaler. Clearly, keeping this cash-strapped club in the National League will be a battle. But if you achieve it, could you strive to take Dover into the Football League for the first time, before seeing just how far this club can rise up the pyramid? So there's 3 clubs that all begin FM22 with a points deduction. Tell us down in the comments who your next FM22 adventure is going to be with, and we'll see you very soon for some more FM22 Save Ideas.